In this video on views within Microsoft Dynamics for Sales, we're going to cover off the pipeline view, which sits in the opportunities area. Now, this is one in a series of videos we've done about views specifically in Microsoft Dynamics. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got any content suggestions or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So in terms of the pipeline view, as I said, that sits in the opportunities area. So I'm in opportunities at the moment. I'm specifically in the open opportunities view, but it applies to all opportunities views. And at the moment, I'm in a read-only grid. You can see I've got the option here on Show As to change that to the pipeline view, which is what I will do. And when that comes up, I guess it doesn't immediately look vastly different. There are sort of three key differences. Firstly, at the top here, I've now got a series of aggregation metrics that are feeding off the data below. So things like pipeline value and number of deals in the pipeline. And we'll come on to those metrics again shortly. The other thing to note is this is not a read-only grid, it's an editable grid. In other words, I can change the data within the grid without opening each record. So if I wanted to change the estimated revenue here, I can just double click, and let's say I want to make that £8,000. I can change that. Let's say I wanted to change the close date on this particular one, move that back a week. I can make that change. So we've got the option to edit within a grid using this particular view. You'll also note we've got a button to the right here, which at the moment is set on list. But if I go to the down arrow, I've got the option of moving that to what's called combo, which is a combination of chart and data. So again, it's an editable grid below and a chart above, and I've got two charts. I've got a deal tracker chart and a sales funnel. Now, this is a bubble chart, and it's actually showing four things simultaneously. It's showing the probability on this axis. If you can see, as soon as I rest my cursor on any of these, it gives me a quick summary of it. And then I've got probability on this axis. We can see by the size of the bubble, the size of the deal. We can see along the bottom axis the estimated close date, and through the color coding you can see where they've reached in our fairly simple sales cycle of qualified, develop, propose. So actually it's quite a good way of visualizing the data. Now the other thing you can do is if you click on one of these, we get another panel open to the right, and I'm effectively looking at the underlying record. It's sort of compacting it, and I can scroll down through it to see more. But I can also see the related areas like products, etc. I've also got a little bit of freedom to customize that layout. Just, I don't know whether it's a magic wand type icon there, but if I click on it, I can go to a compact header. I can go and display the business process flow, or I can extend the width of it. So I'll just show them extending the width of it. You know, it just takes up a bit more real estate. If I want to get rid of that again, I can just close that. So that's quite a useful way of being able to display a visualization of the data, as well as actually dive into the individual record. Now the other chart I've got here is a sales funnel, which again is a graphical representation of our three stages. You can see we've got the qualify, the develop, and the propose. If I want to click on one of these, let's say I'm going to see which of the ones have reached propose stage. If I just click on that, you'll notice what it does is it sub-filters the records appearing in the grid below. If I want to change that back, by the way, I just click on it again and it displays the full chart. So it's quite a good way of visualizing the data. The other option I've got, if I just click on combo again, is this area here called edit metrics. So these metrics that appear across the top here, they're not kind of hard coded out of the box metrics. I've got the freedom to change those and add my own. So if I go to edit metrics here, I could get rid of some of these. If I don't want lost amount, I can remove that from the display. If I want to get rid of it altogether, I can click on the bin icon. I can also get it back by resetting it to default metrics, by the way. And also, if I want to move things around, I can sort of drag and drop things so I can change the order in which they appear, which is pretty powerful. But the best thing about it is I can create my own metric. So that's what I'm going to do now. If I click create metric, let's say I want to have average probability. Won't give it a description, it's sort of the speed of my typing there. Now it's going to ask me to select a field, so I'm just going to click on the down arrow to do that. When I do that, it pops up with a list of fields, which I'm going to select probability. And then I've got an aggregation function, which really is what do I want to calculate. It's average, sum, min, max, or count. The clue was in the label, so we're going to go with average. I could leave it at that and it would just calculate my average probability across those deals. But what I've got the option to do is apply a filter to that metrics, so we can change how that metric works. So if I click on that, it's asking me to give me the option of, well, effectively all the sort of advanced find or advanced filter capability the system has, but I'm going to try and do this fairly simply. And I'm just going to remove, I say it's got to be for deals at above £10,000 estimated revenue. So I'm going to add a row, scroll down, find estimated revenue, select is greater than, and we said 10,000, didn't we? And I'm happy with that now. And I just apply that. It's created the metric for me. It's not displaying it at the moment because I haven't ticked the box, but I'll tick the box and that's going to display when I come out of there. That's now appearing in my view and it's calculating my average probability as 85%. So that's sort of a quick tour of the pipeline view within the opportunities area of Dynamics for Sales. As I say, this is one in a series that we've done on View specifically, and you can see links to those below. If you've got any content ideas, or indeed you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below as well. Thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.